Weekly forecast video for the Quasidb service for the week beginning the 30th of August. So I have to bring your attention to the end of the month. That's what's going to skew things today. And we can examine the bubbles and we can see there's lots of misbehavior in the bubbles. So it could be a little bit of a skewy day, potentially today and tomorrow, because end of month. We had the Jackson Hole event on Friday, and that put a bit of a spin on things. Jerome Powell wasn't as hawkish as I thought he was going to be. He was actually quite dovish, and so that was good for risk. But there are things on the geopolitic which could, impact risk assets. So we can see the yen here on the currency strength is actually the strongest. So that would coincide with a little bit of a risk off. So we might see a little bit of profit taking, a bit of a skewy activity, portfolios closing, hedge fund managers closing positions. And so, for example, like Aussie should be large and Kiwi should be large. The reason for it is that the retail guys are short in both of those, but yet they're getting paid. The bubble size indicates the performance on the day. They're long yen, they're long USD, they're long euro and CAD, but yet the bubbles are large. Okay, so they're getting paid, getting paid, getting paid, getting paid, getting paid, getting paid, not getting paid. The pound is the only bubble that's behaving. So I think we could be seeing a skewy day and a skewy day tomorrow, and then we might go back to normal Wednesday. Okay, so just be careful. We get any signals. Do check your bubbles to see if they're actually behaving, and just trade with care. It could be a bit difficult. We'll have to wait and see. Just going to show you the positions and volumes. And so we haven't got a bullish outlook or a bearish outlook on the majors. Aussie CAD is actually bullish. Aussie Kiwi is bullish. So it's basically saying sit on your hands currently. If we look at the positions and volumes, we look at the volumes, and if anything sticks out like a sore thumb, then we get a notification there. So remember to check the position and volumes tab. It's really good. I'm going to go through the SLCs now. This is the S&P, which I can't show the stop loss clusters for, but there's the volume node there, 4386. Okay, so we're miles above. It looks like it's frozen. So you have to wait and see. What's a bit strange? Oh, it is moving. It's just incredibly like sideways. So yeah, so this is a good one to look for risk, and the VIX did get crushed on Friday after Powell, so that it's worth mentioning. Dixie, so we had the shift channel break here, and we did attempt to get back above the shift channel, so that channel is from the higher high, and then so we got this, and then it forecast a support resistance. And we didn't get quite above it, and so we did, that was resistance, and now we're going to struggle a little bit to get back within that channel. If we get above the median line on the pitchfork, it's possibly likely. If we go up, then we'll hit that, and then we can probably ricochet a little bit. We did have some support at the 76.4, and we had supports on the 61.8 as well. Few times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches on the 61.8. So I'm not sure if I can see this way. I can't remember. There's a way. Let's grab that, and you can see how that's calculated. It's very clever, the ZOOP indicator. And there we go. So 61.8, 50%, 38.2, 23.6. So if we go above 92.77, we might stand a bit of a chance, but we'll have resistance here at the 61.8 on the horizontal fib and on the diagonal fib. Okay, so it's going to be tricky. I don't know if we're going to get back in that channel, but if we do, it's going to be very bullish. So AJ, SLC above, 80, 60, 80 on the dot, pretty much. Yeah, 80 on the dot. We are a buy, and they shorted it, so you can see the mirror image. AU 73.20, 72.90. I thought this was going to get probed. We're only 8 pips away, and it's a very, very large stop loss cluster. So, I mean, I don't know if we should probably get it because we're so close. But we are a buy on the sentiment, and they shorted it. So that's the match in that. So, it's bullish because they shorted it. Up we went, as you can see. I'd be surprised if we don't get that liquidity. If we go up and we get the one above, then this is only going to get larger. And so it's going to be more attractive over time. EA. Well, there's MR1, so there's your resistance. Pivots are way down here. So we're strong above. SLC above is 1644 and 1611. Signal center weight, and we are a sell, and they went long. So, we could probably be falling a little bit, but we have to remember this is a good risk on, risk off proxy. So we'll keep an eye on that. The Aussie is the risk of the two, so this is why we want to examine EA. So if we zoom out a bit, we can. So we had a big parabolic move. We did break that trend line, as you can see. This can be got from the FX SSI website. It's very good, just the auto trend line. So that's a technical break, and we're now below the support. Zoom in again. EU. SLC above 118.10, so we're 10 pips away. So like AU, we're close to getting the liquidity. One below 117.20, we are a buy, and they shorted it. It's a lot more erratic than the other pairs. This green line is very skewy. GU, this was the largest mover. 138, 13745. So we got some. We're within like a chop zone here. So this would be supply, but within supply. So if we go below 13758, then we're likely to get the SLC. I think we might go horribly sideways. It'd be disgusting, and you've got to be careful when you trade this anyway. It's can be quite a horrible pair. 50-50. So sit on the fence, and it might explain the sideways if we do go sideways because of the sentiment. NU 170.30, 69.25 weight, and we're buy. We were very skewed. They shorted it in a very large way there, and so we had that big move. So that's that. EJ. Remember at the beginning I said that the end was technically strong. So we might come down and get the SLC 129.10, 129.85 weight, buy. They shorted it. But if we get a risk off, the yen is going to strengthen, and we've got supply here, as you can see, from here. So we had a few attempts at probing above, and we rejected. I'm not sure what that line is for, actually. I'm going to delete that line, probably from an old video. But yeah, so maybe we might get that one. Keep an eye on the news. This stuff in Afghanistan is probably going to be a bit risk off, especially as American civilians, if they have fatalities, then it's going to be an issue. We are a buy at pound yen. The one above is large at 151.60, 150 on the dot. It's not very imaginative of the retail guys for their stop loss cluster placement. Wait again, and we are a buy. Technical break and supply. So technically we could come down to get that, but the sentiment's pointing up, so it's gonna be tricky. Pound, dollar yen, wait and buy. SSC above 109.85 and 109.65. It could just be sit in your hands today, maybe tomorrow, and to be careful with getting the signals. So we've got a technical break, but we've got support. Got some demand here, but then there's supply, so still caught a bit in between a sandwich. We might just chop around and get stop loss clusters. We could probably be quite bullish, but we'd want it above monthly pivot, ideally 110.13, and we'll get a new monthly pivot soon anyway. Dollar CAD. I thought we were going to get the stop loss cluster. We were so close. 126.35. Yeah, we were 5 pips away from getting that. So I'm not sure what's going on today. It's very mysterious. We should be getting these liquidity, unless they're obviously they're not pushing price. They're waiting for the right time. Maybe one below is 125.95. They might want to wait until America wakes up, and then it can just be like a cloak and dagger in New York, and then they can get that liquidity when when the people are awake. Maybe wait on the signal. So it's sideways on the sentiment. Dollar Swiss. There's a monthly pivot, so technically bearish. Sentimentally, it's a sell. And they went long, which adds to the confluence of it being a short. One above is 92.15 and one below is 90.94. If this goes up, it's going to disregard the sentiment and it will be payday, which can happen. Gold. Right, so we had some pretty heavy selling over Asia. I was awake and watching it, and I've got a short bias on this because of the sentiment. I think it has to obey it eventually. Signal is actually saying to sell, and the sentiment saying to sell. They're shorting it though, which is dynamically bullish, and we're above monthly pivot. So I might look at see where the monthly pivot is on Wednesday. I'm going to trade off that monthly pivot and probably have that as my stop loss. So we want it below 1762, which is an important level. I won't be able to show you on this. Yeah, something like there, 1762. So it's saying to wait until 1750 in order to sell. And if we did, then we might come down even down to here to get some support on the daily basis. So this could, if we do fall, all of this was just noise, and it's just chop. So we break below that, we might come down here. So that will definitely take a lot of people by surprise. So hopefully the video was useful. I don't know what to say about the US 500. We are at all-time highs. It's impossible to predict what's going to happen. It might just continue to rally. We look at the risk calculation, and we are risk on. So really, we should be looking to buy Aussie. We're looking to buy Kiwi, looking to sell yen and dollar. So we might see reversals on these bubbles. So just be careful. If we get any signals, just have a look at the bubbles and see if they are behaving. If you don't understand how they work, we should see large bubbles down here, and we should see small bubbles up here. So we're seeing a lot of misbehavior. Any questions, that'd be cool. Don't worry about letting me know. I want to help you, especially if I need you to understand the bubbles, because this is the core concept to the spreadsheet. So welcome any questions. And I'm going to see my mum and dad. So that would be nice. I won't be around so much in the afternoon, but fire any questions and I won't mind at all. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can when I get home. And I'll speak to you soon.